Good morning. It is Wednesday, July 5th. I am out on another morning, this time walk run. I'm going to walk half a mile and then run half a mile. See how I feel about that. I ran a little bit yesterday and actually felt fine. I cross-trained already. Today is more of a regular day for us. Lottie summer camp. I'm going to the chiropractor, and then my parents are headed back to their house from visiting my sister for the 4th of July, so they are going to stop by because they haven't seen the girls in 2.5 weeks. So you know, kids change a lot, especially when they're little. So we're excited to see them, hear about their trip to Washington, D.C., tell them about our trip to Colorado, and then try and get a bunch of my knitting done. I've made some decisions about some projects that were on my to-be knit list for July that I've just removed from the list because I'm like, why am I not casting these on? If I haven't cast them on and I'm not excited to cast them on, why am I doing this? This is a hobby, not a job. So, at least for me, it is a job for some people, but it is definitely my hobby. So, if I'm not casting it on, there's a reason. So maybe I shouldn't knit it. I should take it off the list. Stop putting something on the list that I don't want to do. Anyway, I'm off to see how this walk run goes, and I will check in with you later.
It is about 10 o'clock and I am back from the chiropractor. Lonnie's hanging out in the back seat, so I'm going to make it quick. Lonnie's at camp. I have been listening to Maggie Sefton's Cozy Knitting Mystery. We host a book group, me and my sister, and we're reading all of Maggie Sefton's knitting mysteries. And this month is Dropped Dead Stitch. And some months the books are very soap opera-esque. So that's what's happening this month. But I do really enjoy how the knitting content in the mystery is a solid through line. I'm also reading the Knitting in the Series, Knitting in the City series by Penny Reed, and that's like 5% knitting at best. When she talks about knitting, it's hilarious. But there's no knitting in it. I think it's a huge stretch to call it Knitting in the City. I really like the books. I find them interesting, but it is definitely not a knitting book. It's a romance series where the characters happen to knit, not a knitting romance series, versus this is a knitting cozy mystery. They're always talking about different yarns. They're always talking about their projects. It's really cool. It is written in the early 2000s, so there's a heavy influence on those eyelash fluffy yarns that were very popular in the early 2000s, and chenille yarn, which I think is making a comeback, but it is definitely you can get the early 2000s vibe, which seems to be coming back anyway. But I'm really enjoying them. I listen to them at 2.5 times speed while I'm driving. And if you're interested in joining our book club, we host it on Discord. So I will post a link in the description box so you can join our Discord. We are on book 7. We read a book a month. They're pretty short. They're pretty easy they're 20 chapters, but they go pretty quick. And they're pretty readily accessible because they were published close to 20 years ago. So you should be able to pick it up from your library or Kindle or audiobook or something like that. So it's pretty easy to do. If you want to jump in, it does follow the same character throughout the series, kind of like Agatha Christie, with Miss Marple is the detective the whole time, or Hercule Poirot is the detective the whole time. So the narrator is Kelly Flynn the whole time. But you could jump in. You could definitely jump in on book 7 and be fine, or book 8, whenever you want to pop in, pop out. There's a little bit of through lines, but nothing where you'll be totally lost if you jump in. So if you want to join, feel free to join us. We love having new people. about 6 o'clock and I have some happy mail to share with you. I got my Destination Lane bag today. It was actually pretty early, but it was a little bit hectic with kids. My parents came over. I heard about their trip to DC, and Eleanor, she's 18 months old, decided that she did not wish to nap today, but she really needed the nap today. So she's been a little bit of a tyrant, and then we had a little situation where she got sand in her diaper, which is just awful. Poor little thing. So I had to put her in the shower early. So it was before my husband got home. I usually try and we bathe the kids when both of us are home because it's just like it's easier, and it was a little hectic and there was sand and it was all thing. So I have now been able to share the Destination Lane with you. Destination Lane is a monthly subscription from Erin Lane Bags and Destination Yarn. It alternates every other month. If you get yarn or if you get bags, there are different tiers and different options. I opted for just the bag option because I don't need any more mystery skeins of yarn. And so my version is the backpacker version. I pay $18 every month, but get a bag every other month. And it's destination. So it's like all the different, they select 6 destinations throughout the year. And the 3 that we've gone to were the Grand Canyon, Tugela Falls, and this most recent one for May and June was London. So the bag that I got is called Wisteria in London. The yarn also coincides. So you get yarn in May, and it was this beautiful like grayish lavender green yarn. And then I just got the bag in the mail today. The bag, I already opened it and put my junk in it because it's been a day. It's this cute little bag. It's a flat bag. So I think it's their sweater bag, and it's purple. And let me see if I can get a good image of the little sheep. So it's a sheeple. It's a sheep person, right? He's got his eyes closed. They're all like postcard stamps. So I think this says €5. No, £5. £5. It's got Big Ben, and then this little cute Wisteria in London. It's a drawstring bag, and it's lined with muslin, which is kind of how she always does her bags. In this, I have my Freckled Whimsy Advent colorway. I had to do some switcheroos with bags. I initially had my Alindria Knits colorwork test knit in a very small bag, and everything was tangled. It was terrible. So then I put that into the larger bag that the socks were in, which is also another Erin Lane bag. But then the socks needed to go back into this, so then I opened the package to do a little switcheroo. I know this is thrilling stuff about how I switched my bags. So I really like this one. The cool part is that you also can check out if you order a higher tier, I think it's like first class, you can get a second bag, but it's a different type of bag, right? So she hasn't sent the email yet. So when I get the email, if it's a cool bag, I will share with you. So you get a different type of bag every time. I've gotten, I think, a large project bag, a sock bag, which is the Grand Canyon one, which is the little orange one you might have seen in the corner of some of my videos, and this one. So they've all been drawstring bags. I'm hoping for September. Is that when it's next? Well, it's August, but I'll probably get it in September. That it is a bag I haven't seen before, a bag that's a little bit unique. I'm hoping for something a little bit different. But either way, I really like Erin Lane bags. I have another Erin Lane bag order coming. Shaylee and I shopped the Boo in June sale while we were in Breckenridge, and we both got stuff, so I will share that with you. And she does have another live sale coming up. It is the Hot Holidays sale, which it's like holidays in July, right? Christmas in July, like this Vlogmas you're watching right now. She hasn't announced when it is. Join her Facebook group. It's called Erin Lane Bag Buddies, and that's where you find out all the details, the Facebook events. It's a little tricky joining her live sales. There's a bit of a learning curve, but you get it quick, and it's not
too hard, but it's a little bit more than just like going to the website, liking the thing, and add to cart, but it's fine. You'll be fine. I do it. My husband does it. We do it with the kids. Anyway, I am all caught up on all my projects for the day. I think I've let go of 2 projects on my list that I'm going to do. Things that I'm like, they're on my list, but I'm forcing myself to do them, and that's silly. So I am letting go of 2 of the projects, and I already feel much better about them. One of them just wasn't right for me. I didn't like the design, so it just wasn't right for me. And the other one is just a crochet. It's the Expression Fiber Arts crochet shawl, which I'm realizing I'm not a fan right now in my life of complicated crochet patterns where I have to count. The crochet projects I have, I need to just be able to pick up and go. Because I'm not as good of a crocheter. And to be honest, most crochet projects are written for right-handed crocheters, and I'm a left-handed crocheter, and I just don't have the brain space to do something complicated and then have to reverse the directions, which I imagine happens to left-handed knitters, but I knit right-handed, so I'm not sure if that actually happens. But I also knit many things that are circular, so it doesn't really become a problem. So I'm noticing that I really want to crochet easy stuff like the Battenberg. I'm loving the Battenberg, and the Vesuvius cowl is great. It's a little bit complicated for me, but I'm getting it. It's actually pretty easy. It just took me a bit, but I'm realizing I looked at the shawl, and the shawl is great. I just am realizing I'm gonna have to like pay attention and count and focus, and that's just not where I am right now with what I want to do for crocheting. So I'm letting that go. I'm letting another project go, and I think my list is much more manageable for July. It's still too much to do in a month, but I'm doing some self-reflection, realizing what I want to do in my making journey, and kind of moving on with that. I've now yammered on, as my sister says, for 8 minutes. This is gonna take forever to upload. So I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching.